We're in a new location with a new farm, and in this FS22 series, we've got a new business to run. It is August, year 1. Welcome to Shady Country Distillery. Today, we're just getting things set up around the farm, harvesting our field, and coming up with some business ideas. You can find a link to this series in the description or in the comments below, and of course, check out the channel page for other farming series you might like. I've been getting things set up here in our new farm, and well, here we are in August, and well, today we'll be getting acquainted with the farm, some things we have to do around here, and some of the things that are around here. We've got some production here on our farm, and today we're going to be working on harvesting this canola field that we have out here. This is August of the first year in our new farm. Some differences with this farm from our previous farm, which was in Spakowo, and now we are no longer in Poland. We have apple trees, and we have some apple production from our trees here. We also have some other production around the farm, which we'll be getting to see here in this series, and some stuff coming later this episode, which will be kind of the theme of the series. So yeah, so it'll become clear at the end of this episode what we're doing. For now, though, however, there's things I want to do around the farm, and I want to show you guys around our farm that we have set up here as well. We need to get on this canola harvest because we only have until the end of the month, which unfortunately, you know how it is. August is only consists of one day, so we have until the end of the day until we can lengthen the months a bit and have everything flow a little better. But we have this pretty good sized canola field to harvest. And here, let's take a look around our farmyard. So we do have some, we have a little flour mill over here, and we have some apple trees, which, are producing apples. We'll deal with them in a little bit. And there's a nice farmer's market here in this town. There's a nice farmer's market, and there's some local ways to sell some really neat home-crafted things. That's one of the things that I want to be doing here. So here's kind of our basic farmyard. We have a chicken pen. We don't have any chickens yet, but we got a chicken pen set up for chickens. So this is about making small products, selling them in the local farmer's market and stuff like that. And it'll be exciting, though. There's exciting things to do. Trust me when I say that. We've got a small silo. We got our truck. We got our house. We got everything we need right here. Basically, and of course, garden and greenhouses, composting. Yes, we have lots of ability to make small things to contribute to the farmer's market. We farmed pretty good and pretty big in Spakowo, and I was able to put the money into this place and have a pretty modest but generally good beginning. All right, so yeah, we need to get out and harvest that canola. I wanted to show you guys around the farm a bit with what we're starting with here. So a harvester we're working with, it's kind of a small harvester for such a big field, but it's what we've got, and it's what we got to work with. So let's get out here and get this canola harvest started. It's really cool being brand new to this area, just moved here, and getting to know the people local around here. Again, I got the really good feeling that, there's a farmer's market down the road. We'll be selling stuff at places like that. So people are here very friendly, is what I'm saying. It's definitely a friendly kind of place. Now, I think we've got, let's let that warm up for a second. I think we've got we got a tipper right here. We got a basic tipper, which this will all do for right now. And we've got 2 tractors. You probably saw the other John Deere. So we've got a John Deere 6M, and we got this guy right here. And it's pretty good tractor setup, I think. We don't have a huge farm, but I think we've got what we need to work our field here. Yeah, we got some work to, I wanted to make sure this was set up and ready to go, ready to receive grain. Well, let's get started on this harvest here. And I'll think of anything else I want to tell you all about the farm. I haven't decided exactly what products we'll be making with our local production here on our farm. We could make some various things with the apples, obviously like strawberry preserve kind of stuff with our, different kinds of jam with our little preserve production booth that we have. I'll have to look more into that, but we can certainly grow different kinds of fruit and vegetables in our garden and our greenhouse. So yeah, we could make like strawberry or apple preserves, this or that, sell those kinds of things locally. Because we can make flour, which I'll have to see what kinds of things around here we can use to make what we might be able to bake some things as well. There's various kinds of production that I'd like to get in around here. We do have a chicken pen. We don't have any space for any other animals, but we do, well, at the moment anyway, have a chicken pen. So we get chickens well, let's see if we can make flour, and then we have eggs, and we have fruits and vegetables. That leaves us open to make a lot of other things as well. So I think this farm is going to be, well, I came out here as kind of a vacation to get a little place. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, so I came out here to kind of get away from the real serious farming. Even though Shpakovo was a real small town, I wanted to kind of come in here and relax in this beautiful country place out here. And in the interest of doing so, we'll have to go out there later and check this out. But I also got, there's some forest property that I got when we came here as well. I got some forest property, and supposedly there's like a little cabin out there, something like that. The guy said when I bought it. We'll have to go check that out. Maybe it's like it's like a fixer-upper, like vacation home or something. I doubt that, but there's some kind of, we bought some forest property, and they said there's a little cabin or something out there. So we can go check on that a little bit later. And yeah, this is a pretty decent sized field. This is definitely got to be done in August if we want to get this all harvested. I've already checked that, so it's been a busy month setting everything up for sure. In addition to this harvest, there's some things I want to get started around the farm. So we've got the basic production, and I think it'd be good to start with one thing that we're going to need, we could use for our greenhouses and our garden, and that's going to be compost. So I think mowing, yeah, I think grass is a good starting point. Getting some grass mowed in addition to this harvest is going to be something we'll want to do today. We'll want to make sure that we've got grass and hay and maybe wood chips. So I mentioned that we have a plot in the forest. It's up north of here. We haven't been up there yet, but yeah, some wood chips from there. If we could source wood chips as well, anything to go towards compost, which we could use as obviously as fertilizer, not only for our greenhouses and our garden, but also for our apple orchard there. It's just a small apple orchard, enough to make like local products and stuff. That's what the whole idea here is serving the community with some unique local products. And yeah, so anyway, I think the start of that really is going to be, we're going to want to get compost started, which I know we can make with some, we've got straw. We had I had a wheat harvest previously, earlier this month. We had a small wheat field, which I harvested and have since, it's been converted into something else. But anyway, so we've got some straw with some grass and some hay. We can get compost going to our, for fertilizing our garden and such, like I said. And that is one full lap of this field. This field is pretty good size. I want to see if we can find a way to break this up a little better. Maybe see how this field is shaped here and cut some lines across it, get going in like straight rows and what have you. But that is one lap of this. Let's get this emptied here. Let's see. Now I forget what the capacity is on this tipper. Well, it says 6 tons. I think it holds more than that. Well, it looks like it's going to hold about 8,000 liters or so, maybe, because it's not quite half full. So probably about 8,000 liters. That's good. Well, we've got a silo right here. When it gets full, we can go empty it. And, of course, yeah, there's always room for bigger stuff. We're largely going to be focused on local distribution of products and logistics and things like that. So I'm not sure how many big field harvests like this we're going to have. All right, so it looks like let's go ahead and just chop up this field. Now we'll run a row across here. We can run straight back and forth rows and make more efficient work of this field, I think. If we can run straight west here, and then we can run straight north, we can kind of grid this off and do straight rows with our harvester here. And it's such a big ocean of canola, isn't it, for this small harvester? When I got the harvester here, I did kind of look into maybe getting, I think it would run a wider header. I think it would. I think this thing could push a 6-meter header, but the extra cost, I didn't want to push it. We've got good small to medium-sized equipment on our farm. It's all pretty new and serviced, really. We've got this. We've got the good little John Deere 6M. We've got a good pickup truck. We've got some good like medium-sized starting equipment here. And this one field I think will be good for us for now. I plan on using our garden, our greenhouses, and our orchard like to maximum effect here. I do want to, yeah, look at getting some chickens. I haven't even looked at that yet. Well, that's pretty easy. Chickens are easy, right? And here we have a whole field full of potential feed for them. And again, yeah, we do have a bunch of wheat. Not a whole bunch. It was a small field that I harvested before I started recording. When I was getting the farm set up, there was a small wheat field which I harvested, and I turned its space into some of what you see there over there on the farm. It's yeah, but it was a small harvest that gave us some straw and some wheat in our silo, and I'm having stupid issues trying to turn here. There we go. All right, so we want to go. Yeah, I'll just backtrack back east along this field here and get some of this sectioned off, so I could do regular runs with the harvester. Of course, there's other things I want to do today in the first episode, not just this. Here in a few, we'll be heading out to the forest property and see what's out there. And now it is supposed to rain today. Yeah, we've got to get this harvested today, and it is supposed to rain. If you can see the little rainy cloud forecast up there, I checked, and it's not supposed to rain until like after dinner tonight. I think it'll be probably close to getting dark by the time it's raining, so that's not going to be a threat to the harvest or anything. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish this row right here, actually. I was going to wait until the end of the episode today, but let's go ahead and I want to break up some of what we're doing a little bit, kind of vary this up a little bit. So let's go ahead, let's tip what we got here into the tipper. And I want to have a look at some things around the farm. Okay, let's get this. Sorry, it's a little hard to think with this loud harvester running. We've got a couple trays of apples over there. Now, we've got a... let's go ahead and hop down out of here. We've got a storage here. Now, this right here, what this will do, this will... we can store crates and pallets and stuff in here. We're going to need this. We're definitely going to need this. We could toss the apples in there. Haven't looked into flour production yet. There's a lot of stuff that we'll be looking at. That's this. We have our own water source here. I got us a water pump here to produce water for some of our productions. It's just going to be really handy. This is whoa, that's loud. Is one thing that is. This is the only water point within like 2 miles. That's why I got this built here for us. It's going to be pretty handy, especially with all this stuff going. So let's get our canola emptied here. And what should we do with our apples for now? For now, we'll just store them in our... They're going to be kind of alone there in the big empty storage building, but it's got to start somewhere. So let's get this tipped into here. And I can work more on this harvest later. For now, I do want to get up there and check out our wooded property. We might be able to... yeah, wood chips would be a good product from up there. I'd like to see what else we can do with the property as well. So let's go ahead and shut this down. And how much do we have in here? Well, we can go ahead and empty this, actually. We can go ahead and get this emptied into our silo. Still learning kind of the flow here, how things are flowing. But we got a little pull in for the silo right through here. Past the garden, yeah, we need to get all that stuff set up. And oh, I kind of parked the John Deere in the way just a little bit. We should be able to empty this right here. Let's empty that there for our silo. We'll go ahead and drop this trailer off here. All right, so let's go have a look up north. We'll just take the John Deere here since we already got it fired up and running. Take this up north here. So our little farm is right here on the south edge of this town up here. Which is, yeah, right down here. You got a couple towns, and the area kind of extends a little bit north. You'll see where everything's at here. We'll be driving around quite a bit, distributing products and things such like that. There's a lot of traffic in this area. It's a little bigger of a town than Spakovo was. But I feel like we're kind of more out in the country here, because we kind of got our own isolated place down there. And this foresty spot, this spot in the forest up north, should be pretty isolated as well. But I kind of do like the, yeah, it's a bigger town, but everything here is a lot more spread out. We got more room here. We got more room, and that's cool. I love the laid-back country towns like this for sure. And here, seeing tractors on the road is a very common sight. There's obviously a lot of other farmers around here. We'll see other tractors and such on the road. And we can check out the other fields, see what they're growing. Now we got a gas station up here, a little ways up on the left. And if we turn left past that, it's where the store's at. Of course, we'll be going there at some point. And there's a farmer's market there. And I'll have to check and see what all they buy. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm sure that the farmer's market will buy some of our products. Yeah, I can tell it's a bigger town. We actually have a proper fuel station here. Proper fuel station, a little bigger town, but you know, yeah, it's like I said, everything here is more spread out. Now we're going to go north here, turn right. This takes us north up to where I bought us some land. I'm thinking maybe I should have brought the truck. I thought the tractor would make for a nice drive up here, but it's pretty slow. I'm thinking maybe now we should have taken the pickup truck. I think any normal person would have taken the pickup truck for sure. I don't know what I was thinking when I hopped on the tractor. I figured, hey, we're already on the tractor. This will be easy. So I'll try to keep this trip short for you. It's a fairly long drive, but I think here we are. If we take this road down here, now the guy who sold me the land said there's a little dirt road that goes off of this, and our property's up here. So I want to see what's there. Alright, so this is where this turns into the woods, I guess. Alright, so there's some decent, wow, there's some decently sized trees up here. So we got us a little forestry plot kind of deal up here. We can use wood chips. I'm sure we can use wood to make some things too. Oh, here, we do have a little cabin of some sort here. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I was told it's kind of a fixer-upper sort of deal here. Oh, what do we have? Oh, this isn't any kind of cabin. Oh, no wonder this is stuffed way back here in the woods. Moonshine production. Well, I think we can make some pretty cool use of this. I wonder what kind of... Oh, well, how about that? Does this thing run, you think? Let me see here. Well, I'll give that a try. I'll give that thing a try later. Moonshine production. I don't think this is something they'd buy at the local farmer's market, but I bet we might be able to do something with this. Well, I'm gonna have a talk with some of the locals, and we'll see in a bit what we can do with this. I'm not even sure how legal this is here in this area, especially as it's stuffed out here in the woods like this. It might not be the most... might have to ask around a little bit. What else do we have here? Well, we got a place to like stay, I guess, if we want to spend some time out in the forest. We got a car to run some moonshine out here. And well, that's cool. We can have like a little, kind of like a little bootleg operation out here in the forest. Again, I don't know what the... Okay, well now I see what we can do with this land. Yeah, I don't know what the legality of all this is out here, but I bet it's a good way to make money. There's a market for it somewhere out here. If someone is out here cooking moonshine, then there's a market for it some way out here. So we're going to have to look into that. And I don't know anything about distilling alcohol like that. I don't know anything about it. So we're going to have to see what kind of things we might want to grow and produce on our farm. But general knowledge tells me that, well, you can make alcohol out of just about anything, from the grain that we're harvesting down to the apples that we're growing in our orchard. So we'll have to look into that and see. All right, we're back in town, and it occurred to me that I'm going to go have a talk with the fellow that I bought that land from, because he might know, well, if he sold it to me, he obviously knows what's out there, and maybe he can help with the some ideas about who. Here's the local. This is the farmer market? Yeah, there's the farmer market there. Let's go have a talk with him though about. Whoops, crosswalk here. About the market around here for how you say homemade distilled alcohol. Yeah, totally should have taken the car. This is not much out of the way down here, though. Here we're just on the other side of town. It's really not that far. All right. Now, he lives somewhere down here. All right, here we are. I'm going to go have let's have a word with this guy here. All right, so he said there's definitely a market for it here. He said that he's willing to help me sell the moonshine somehow. How do I think he's going to be taking a pretty good cut of it? But that said, he said he'll be taking it off our hands. He knows people locally, and I got set up with some ideas. So yeah, what we can do is we're going to need some basic supplies out there if we want to start this up, and I think it's a cool idea. So we're going to want to get some, we're going to need sugar. Like one thing we're going to need a lot of is we're going to need sugar and, let's see. Well, we're going to need water. We're going to need propane. We've got the apples. Now there's a lot of ways to make moonshine, but we've got a good supply of apples right now this time of year. So we could start with that. Now here's the store right here. We'll be visiting the store quite a bit. So the store's right here, and we just got to, we hang it right up here past the farmer's market. We kind of go from this little village to the next little village, and that's where we're at. Kind of we're just on the other side of that forest, really, from the store right here. And I'll have to check in on these people, see what all they buy. But I think I'm really interested in the moonshine production of the whole thing. It sounds interesting and fun to me, and we've got a cool little place to do it up in the woods. So I want to get some good progress on this canola harvest, but yeah. So anyway, we're gonna want to get supplies up to the shack. We need a good name for that, other than just the still or the shack in the forest. We need a cool nickname for it. I'll come up with something. We're gonna get some supplies up there. So we're gonna need sugar, water, and propane, basically, and of course the apples. And with that, we can get to work with some instructions on my friend over there, with some instructions for him. Get to work and try our hand at a batch of moonshine. And of course, like I said earlier, I want to get our garden, greenhouse, and composter working because, well, so we can make apple moonshine. We got a garden, so we could make potato vodka, right? That sounds cool. We could use that shack to make things like that as well, and that all sounds like a good time as well. So when we're not growing apples, we can be growing other things. And maybe we can end up having, I came out here for a vacation in this little sleepy country town. Maybe we can get us a cool little business going with some of the locals, who like to drink. Yeah, that's a few cars behind us. Well, we're turning off up here in a little bit. Once we get past this, there's a little general store up here, and we kind of go into our dirt road, and that takes us to our farm. Of course, I guess I could pull over and let them pass. Well, actually, yeah, we're turning right up here past this store. I'll just pull over here. Let them pass. But I think we've got a good little start here. You guys let me know what you think. I think we got a great start here. there's more stuff I wanted to do today. I wanted to kind of show you guys around and see what we're going to be doing. So yeah, what we're doing here is we're going to be making moonshine. And there's as many ways to produce alcohol as there is anything else. There's all kinds of ways to produce it, so we can get creative with the different things we have at our disposal here. There's two ways into our farm. That road right there takes us into by our house, and this road right here will take us in kind of the back way where our tractors and stuff are parked, but it's the same lot. It takes us to the same lot regardless. Oh yeah, we left our tipper up here. And I don't know if you noticed when we drove by the store, I bought a mower for us. We've got a John Deere mower sitting down there at the store. We don't really have, we've got this right here. We can mow what we have here. This field up here, once we get this harvested, it might, I think it might behoove us to maybe turn this field partially into grass field. I think making products like we are, I think we don't need, how much is this? 5.8 hectares? I don't think we need 5.8 hectares to plant grain. I think mostly doing small productions for some custom, craft alcohol batches. I think it's cooler that we have, I think it's better that we have smaller amounts of more of a fine touch kind of handcrafted ingredients. I want that nice homey feel to our product. So what I'm saying is I think we can cut this field up some and have a good amount of it for grass, because that'll help make compost for our gardens and stuff like that. And we can always expand, or there's that. We can also expand, have bigger and or more orchards, different kinds, things like that. I'll have a look at some of that. And you guys, of course, tell me what you think. There is quite a bit of this that needs harvested. You see, like this part right here, kind of cut this line here, and it was really arbitrary, but now that I'm looking at it, this part of the field here, I don't know, just kind of getting things set up here. I mean, I've got things set up, I've got the farm started, but now it's time to really think about, right, yeah, I kind of got this line here. This is not a bad size for like a grass field, honestly. This would be a good amount sized grass field. I guess it'll be prudent to like see, I don't know, how much grass output do we really need. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna want to have a look at our chicken coop too. I know we have one on there on the farm, but I haven't really looked at it yet. I haven't looked at the chicken coop yet. And of course, just like in Shpakovo, I'm sure there's also the opportunity to work for some of the local farmers around here. Although I really want to focus on our production. Making money by helping others is never a bad thing. Oh, look at this. We have things other than baling contracts here. Well, that's something that's always good to see. So a harvesting contract, how big is it? Probably big. No, actually, it's smaller than this field. Decently smaller than this field. Wow, how about that? Oh, but that would explain it. Yeah, that's it's beets, isn't it? Either beets or potatoes. Parsnips. Yeah, so... Okay, I was like, that's a pretty good paying harvest contract. Yeah, that's because it's a root crop. All right, well, still, nonetheless, it's still good pay. But anytime you see root crops as a harvesting contract, you know it's going to be a good day's work. And honestly, we already have a good day's work right here set out for us now with our canola crop. I'm going to give us some room to turn around in front of that tree here. Yeah, it might actually be a challenge to get all this harvested today. It might just be a challenge. Gonna have to really, really put in the hours harvesting this. So we'll be able to grow tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, cucumbers in our greenhouse. So we can grow strawberries. Those can go, we could use those. Well, we can use all these to make things. So strawberries, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers. We can also grow in our garden. We can grow things like carrots, potatoes, parsnips, things like that. I'm going to look more into our production around here, see what we can make with what. I want to get really creative especially when my friend told me that there's a decent market for the distilled, for the alcohol here, for the distillery. I want to get creative with that. I want to get creative with our brand there. I think starting off with the apples is a great idea since we already got apples. That's right, I was going to put some of those in the storage. And then I think, everything, harvest time, what I'm saying is to have year-round production. To have year-round production when pretty much all the products that we're going to use in the alcohol, pretty much all the products, are harvested in late summer through fall. We're going to want to have some kind of, whoops, I got my thing on there, some kind of plan. We're going to want to have some kind of plan so that we can keep production going year-round is what I mean. We'll start off with the apples. We've got grain in storage. We can grow potatoes, but potatoes won't be able to be harvested until, they won't be ready till next year. So some of this grain here will be saving. Yeah, for sure. We're not going to be selling everything. I want to save everything we can so that we can save stuff for alcohol production. And also, I want to see what we can do with our flour. We might be able to do some things with that as well. But I think this is really exciting. All the opportunities here. It's a small farm. We got small equipment, but I see a lot of potential here in different ways. Different ways, not just harvesting and farming big fields, but I think it'll be fun here. Okay, roadside market. So that's the roadside market. That's where we'll be. Yeah, so to give you kind of I guess I should have done this initially, right? So here's where our farm is right here. Let me get this out. So here's where our farm is here. Here's our canola field right behind our farm. Here's the little village that we kind of live on the edge of, and then here's this town over here. That's where we'll be selling our moonshine. That's where my friend lives over there, and our property up north is up here. So that's where we'll be making our alcohol, kind of out of the prying eyes of the locals, bootlegging our moonshine or whatever you whatever you want to call it. All right, that's our little bootlegging operation is up there, and so roadside market is here. There's other markets and stuff I really haven't had a look at because there's a lot of stuff here. But the roadside market had me a little interested because I've never... So I know I looked briefly, they buy grapes and they buy eggs. Well, that's good because we're going to have chickens. Victoria store buys a lot of stuff. That's cool. I think it was like right across the street. It's probably a fancy Victorian house. I think I saw something like that over there. They buy some of this stuff. That's good. They buy honey. So they buy honey and eggs and I guess kind of stuff you would expect a roadside market to buy. Okay, they're going to buy our products out of our greenhouse. Basically stuff like that. Oh, and then there's some of the custom map stuff here. Cucumbers. Okay, so basically they buy... I just wanted to have a look. I was harvesting here. I wanted to have a look. And I figured, oh yeah, I should show you the map. And of course, I've probably already mentioned it, so I haven't said anything because I figure I'm going to put it in the intro. I probably would have said so. There is I'll have a link to the map that I'm using in the description below, of course. All right, we finished that row with just about a full hopper. Yeah, so this field is clearly going to be a lot of work. A lot of work for this little harvester. I knew that. I saw that coming. I knew that we're going to have precious little time to spare today because most of it was going to be harvesting. Of course, I wanted to show you all around our new farm here. Yeah, there's quite a bit more here to do. Let's go ahead and let this... oh, stuck here on something. There we go. Let's let this empty into that tipper. Alright, so we've got... So we'll try out our storage here. For now, I'll take these apple crates over there and store them there. Right now, we've got 3. You know what? This is a perfect time to try out some of the stuff that we've got for this farm. Let's see. Let's get our tractor over here. I could carry those over here, but let's grab the tractor. Let's shut down the harvester for the moment. I'll come back to this. Alright. Let's get our tractor here. I got us a handy little attachment. It's over in our farmyard. It should be great for hauling around products, especially products, well, just like those boxes of apples there. I know we're just taking them right over to the storage, but I can either make 3 trips all the way across the yard, or we can just go grab this and see how this is going to work for us here. Now we got some basic farm tools, but not a whole lot. We'll be getting some more equipment for the farm as we go. But, you know, as we see, you know, what it is we need, we'll be getting more. All right. Now, this should be great for hauling products back and forth. Ah, here's our apples right here. All right. And then, of course, apparently we also have that car at our property up north. I'll just have to get it, well, I'll have to get it started. And then we'll have us a car. All right, so yeah, so this will work fine. We can just haul these over to the, whoops. Don't want to screw up our apples. Just want to see how this whole situation is going to work. Yeah, I know, I wasn't very gentle with them, was I? Anyway, let's get these up here. Now, I haven't tried these yet. This should. It stores other things. I can't see why on earth this wouldn't store apples for us. This will keep everything nice and neat. So when we need to retrieve them, we can retrieve, you know, X amount of, you know, whatever at a time. Yeah, it's gonna store our apples for us. It's gonna organize all of our stuff, which is great because we're gonna have production here and we're gonna have quite a bit of stuff to store. So yeah, this is gonna stack these nice and neat for us. And we'll be able to come and retrieve these at any given time and load them into a vehicle. Now, right now, we've just got the small little orchard there, and it just puts up the little hand crates that we pick up. Of course, we could buy. There is an option to buy. You know, if we had a bigger orchard, we could get crates of apples. Like pallets. I wanted to put that out there. There is the option to have, you know, pallets and everything, but I kind of like right now. I like the idea of smaller, handmade products, small batch kind of stuff. So we're only selling our moonshine to a very select clientele. We're going to have very, very fancy stuff. Fancy stuff means I just like the idea of small crates that we handle by hand as opposed to moving pallets with tractors, but who knows what we'll have in the future. For now, let's get this hooked up. And man, there's just so much more harvesting to do out here in this field. I mean, yikes, it's a pretty darn big field. It was so convenient. It's so convenient, though, its location. I mean, directly behind our farm. You know, I mean, what I mean by that is when I was making the land purchase, I was like, well, this is a great farm for us. And then this is the natural choice of fields because it's right behind our farm. But it's okay. I think it might be a good idea to turn part of this into a grass field. And maybe we could subdivide it up more than that, you know, if there's more than one kind of crop we want, because this field is more than big enough. You know, yeah, we could have a couple different kinds of crops out here. We'll see, you know, what opportunities come our way as we progress on our farm here. For now, I'm going to get back to harvesting the canola as we got to get this done this month. So I'll get all this done. Thanks a lot for coming along with me on the journey for the first episode of our new series here, guys. Tell me what you think about our farm. So, yeah, we're going to be doing moonshine production. We can do all kinds of production. We got a good start at a little bit of everything here on our farm. We'll be able to make a lot of things, but I'd like to focus on that as it seemed like a fun kind of niche thing to do. And there's certainly creative ways to make alcohol, produce it year-round with a seasonal harvested crop. I think it'll be fun to manage. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any ideas, suggestions, things like that. And guys, thanks so much for your view and your subscription. I will catch you next time in the next episode, which will be on Monday. We'll have the next episode on Monday. We'll be doing the episodes like with Schmuckovo. That's the best way I see to do it right now. We'll have an episode for each month, unless, you know, well, we'll have an episode on Monday and Friday. Some months, you know, we might have 2 episodes if it runs particularly long, but there'll be an episode at least every Monday and Friday, just like the last series. Guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.